Well, we're heading for a place that offers art, history and a slightly busier lifestyle than our usual destinations. I Want That House reveals all this afternoon at 2. First on ITV1, some unusual items up for grabs, and everything must go.
Right, I have in my hand a piece of paper. It's a communique from the office, Clayton.
Yeah.
It's only got a few words. It says...
Well, we've got Trotter's Cliff. We found the right area.
Is that where we are? Where's that?
Yeah, that's somewhere. And
Kent.
I think that's Denise's house over there, because I can see the word George Cottage from over here.
And who's Denise?
Denise, well, this is what this is all about. We're going to raise some money for a schoolroom.
Shall we go and find out?
Yeah, as long as we get tea. Come on.
OK.
Let's go meet her. Trotter's Cliff is 25 miles south-east of London, close to the M20 and just a few miles from Maidstone. Official records go back more than 1,000 years, but there's evidence it was first settled more than 3,000 years ago.
Trotter's Cliff School was founded in the 19th century, although the current building dates from the 60s. The problem is they're running out of space. They're having to hold lessons in a mobile classroom, which is falling to pieces, to be quite frank, and half the money to build a new one will have to come from the local community. So the governors and the parents have got together to raise the funds.
Denise?
Yes.
Clayton. Hiya, how you doing?
Hello.
Hello, I'm Jamie.
Hello, Jamie.
Pleased to meet you.
Come through.
Thank you.
Very nice, Jamie. Oh, mind your head.
Our village school desperately needs a new classroom. At the moment, we've been using a mobile, and it's had its day, basically.
Right, I'm afraid we'll have to stop you there. We're not builders, me and Clayton. I'm sorry.
Hands are a bit
What
rough.
are you here for?
Yeah.
What we need to do, obviously, is raise some money. I presume that's why we're here.
We need to raise some money. We've
Right.
been raising money for more than 2 years. We've got a grant from the government that gives us 50% of the cost, but we as parents and villagers and families have to raise the money through funds, through any means we can. We've been doing that, and we've been doing really well, but we just need that extra little push.
Well, Karen, normally what we need to do is have something to sell in order to raise money. What are we going to do?
Well, we're quite lucky where we live. What we've asked everybody that we know is if they wouldn't mind donating all their stuff that they don't want anymore, and we've been around collecting, and everyone's been really good and donated lots of stuff, so that's what actually we're going to be selling.
And the other thing, of course, we need is somewhere to sell it.
That's a good question. Marigold.
We're going to sell it in the village hall. We've got a terrific bonding in the village between the school and the village hall, and they're thrilled that, in fact, they're going to take part in it. So we've got plenty of space in there, and you've just got to come along and ensure that all these wonderful things that have been donated are, in fact, going to raise the money we need.
We've decided not to hold an auction this time because we feel it's the local community that will probably end up paying the best prices, as the more we raise, the more they benefit. So I'm off to the village hall in search of some valuable items.
Jamie, I'm here to help you today to raise some money for your school. I've met you before, haven't I? How did you get here so quickly? Oh. What a great load of stuff. I take it this is where the sale's going to happen. Do you mind if I have a quick rummage around? It'll be a long rummage, I think.
I've got a few things myself that I was going to put into the sale. I don't know what you thought of them.
It wouldn't be this tea's made, would it, by any chance?
It would be.
I
Very
see.
well.
OK, was this yours?
This was my mother-in-law's.
Right, OK. Not desperately old, I have to say. It's in pretty good order. It's very clean. She looked after it very well. This is obviously where it's all important, and if anybody doesn't know what a tea's made is, this was the state-of-the-art, high technology, the idea of being able to lie in bed, set the alarm, have a cup of tea made. The only problem, of course, was milk. Where did you put the milk? You had to put it on the tray, so it didn't keep that cold. And the other problem is the early ones rattled so much when they boiled that 15 minutes before you woke up, you were awake with the kettle making... Yeah, it was your alarm clock, so it kind of defeated the point. But anyway, it would have boiled in there electrically and come out into the ceramic teapot. And of course, that's rather nice, I suppose. It's got a nice little lid on the top. And if I turn it over like that, if you look at the back stamp, you can see Goblin tea's made. Now, what is interesting is this, I don't know if this is folklore or not, but more and more of these were given away as wedding gifts than probably any other product. It was something that came into fashion, in particularly in the 50s and 60s, but no great shakes. Money-wise, it's a tenner, if we are lucky.
If somebody wants it.
As usual, you could win £1,000 by answering this simple question. Which company invented the teas made? Was it A, Elf, B, Fairy, or was it C, Goblin? If you think you know the answer, then call our competition line on 09011 333 444. That's 09011 333 444. Calls cost 50p from BT landlines, and mobile call costs, of course, vary. And you've got to be over 18 to enter.
Raising money for a new classroom is about more than just putting up a new building. Village schools fell out of favour in the 60s, but now many experts agree that they form a vital part of the local community.
I think a village school actually is the heart of a village. And yes, we do have a number of children that come from outside the village because the village can't sustain the school. We all know, all the teachers know all the children, we know the parents. And we're on first name terms. You know, people come in and call me Stella, and I think that's a really important thing for many of our parents.
For these children, they've learnt to live in a family, they've learnt to have caring and sharing, discipline, politeness, all the things that nowadays we're constantly hearing are being missed, that school isn't able anymore to control. Well, in a village school you can, because they're all known individually. They're all loved individually, and the joy of the relationship between the staff and the children is just that they are all known, and nothing can replace that.
Not surprisingly, building a new schoolroom has raised village passions to a further. The local community has pulled out all the stops, and we've got boxes full of stuff to sell.
Oh, wonderful, wonderful. Let's have a look.
At the hall, one of our helpers has found some Royal Doulton china in the original boxes.
Look like gift items to me. Let's have a quick look. Plates. It's fairly modern stuff, I'd imagine, to be honest, sweet. My gosh, it's still packaged perfectly. Good sellers, these, always. Yeah, difficult to get the same price we paid for them with the modern bits, but look at this. Where do you get these from?
Disabled people just donate them.
Right, we'll put these all on one special table.
Now this is fantastic. It's Cunard's, and you can see here, I can just about make out the date just here. It actually is 1955. Had it not been stuck down, the sticker would be worth as much as the box. So I don't know what's in it. Is there a hat in there? Oh, is there a hat? That is fantastic. Look at that. Now, it's a beautiful hat, very typically 30s, moving into the 40s. I've got to try it on. I don't know why. Just thinking about a hat.
I'm sure it suited her more than you.
Yes, I feel like a sort of a Turkish prince. But anyway, that is beautiful. That's a very good example, and it's satin, great colour, and in very good condition. It doesn't look like she wore it that much, actually. And you can even see, look at that, Harvey Nichols on the back. How about that for provenance? Well, interesting enough, that hat is probably worth about £20, at least £20. You can see this beautiful embroidery and detail here with this, oh, fantastic. But the box, that's worth £15 in its own right, because these were really meant to be thrown away. You took them home, threw them away, and very few people kept them. Most people transferred the hats into a posh box. So that would have been very ordinary at the time, but that's worth £15. So thank you, mother-in-law. What's her name?
Phyllis.
Phyllis. Thank you, Phyllis.
Meanwhile, at the village hall, I'm coming across all sorts of things, some of them rather bizarre.
I bet you haven't seen one of these before, have you? What is it, you ask? No, it's not a wind-up gramophone, a tiny little one. They didn't have mini discs in those days. But it is. It's a bit of social history. It's a bit of late 19th century social medical quackery. This, believe it or not, is an improved electric machine for people with nervous diseases. Take a closer look. Believe it or not, people would actually grab these handles. Somebody would turn a handle here. How Victorian is that? Look at that, beautiful. It would charge up a magneto and all this electricity would go through. Now, these things are often purported to help people with things, fairly minor things like toothache, it says toothache here, rheumatism, and even more strangely, baldness. It's all in good condition. I reckon on the high street you'd pay £100 plus. Today, if we sold it for anything less than £60, it would be absolutely shocking.
Well, I'm off to knock on doors and see what else I can come up with. What a long driveway. What a fantastic house. I hope someone's in. Oh, hello. I'm Clayton from Everything Must Go. We're organising a village sale, and we're hoping that well, we're looking for donations, really.
Well, might have something.
Really?
Like
Oh, thank you very much. Thank you.
Well, we have got this. I don't know what you think about.
That's very nice. That's always a seller. Pot.
Not that, actually. It's this.
Oh, I see. That. Right. Well, it looks like a commode, upholstered commode, and I would think, looking at it, it's mahogany veneered on pine. It's nice. It's got the turned feet, and as you can see, an original quite often would have a bit of embroidery, and sometimes carpet. This is, however, a more modern carpet, but it looks fine there. Very late Victorian. It's, how can I say it? It's a great, a great donation. Not the best sellers, unfortunately, but price, well, we're not going to get a fortune. We'll probably get about 25, possibly 30. What do you think? Is that okay?
Yes, I think as long as it buys a couple of bricks for the new schoolroom, won't
so
it?
You'd be happy with that? Well, that's
Yes,
very, very kind of you. Oh, Breezy. All right, mate, how you doing?
Oh, I was just taking a break.
Oh, very funny. Look.
What's that?
Early television. What do you think it is?
I can see you in there.
Oh, very funny. And the discoveries keep on coming. In part 2, an original Gren Sutherland painting which a local villager discovered behind her water tank. See you in a couple of minutes.
Got to have a bowl of Kellogg's fruits and fiber. Breakfast come and me want some fun. Hey, Mr. Kellogg man, give me your banana. Breakfast come and me want some fun. Coconut, hazelnut, it's fruit nirvana. Breakfast come and me got some fun.
Introducing new Breese allergen reducer and the joys of having less. It reduces up to 75% of airborne allergens that come from fabrics and eliminates odours. New Breese allergen reducer. That's a fresh idea.
At Argos, there are some amazing new season deals. Save £10 on this Hitachi set-top box, now under £50.
At the Park Furniture Sale, every single item is reduced. The Park Furniture Sale, now on. Willway Street, Bedminster, Bristol. Enjoy.
If you have a current account with some of the big banks, then this is how much interest you could be getting on your money. Hardly breaks the bank, does it? Alliance and Leicester, on the other hand, pay rather more. 5%. That's 50 times more, actually.
The Premier Plus current account for 50 times more interest and no monthly fee. Call 0800 056 3232 or visit your nearest branch. Alliance and Leicester, a real plus.
Introducing new Steam Fresh meals from Bird's Eye. Steamed from frozen in your microwave for more of the natural flavour. Bird's Eye. We don't play with your food.
At 9 months old, you're discovering the world through your mouth and learning that extra stretch can make a big difference. That's why Pampers Active Fit has the stretchiest sides for perfect fit. Active Fit, the stretchiest sides. Inspired by babies, created by Pampers.
When the clever chaps at Walker's made potato heads, they took artificial colours, flavours and preservatives and chucked them in the bin. Then they removed 70% of the saturated fat compared to standard Walker's crisps, but left behind all the great Walker's taste. Handsome devil.
Once there was 5 families with very naughty children. Their mummies and daddies felt sad. So they went to see a clever man who told them some secrets so they can be all happy again.
Driving Mum and Dad Mad, tonight at 10, ITV1.
Welcome back. We're in the village of Trotterscliffe in Kent to raise money for the village school. They're running out of space and they desperately need a new classroom, so we're holding a sale in the village hall to raise money for a new building. With us today are School Governor Marigold Happy, Chair of the PTA Denise Comber, and former PTA Chair Karen Stannard.
As usual, you could win £1,000 by answering this very simple question. Which company invented the Teasmade? Was it A, Elf, B, Fairy, or was it C, Goblin? If you think you know the answer, then give our competition line a call on 09011 09011 333 444.
Trotterscliffe had a very famous resident. The artist Graham Sutherland once lived here. He died in 1980 and he and his wife are buried in the local churchyard. He's probably best known for the tapestry at Coventry Cathedral, but now Madeline Tomlinson, who lives in this house, has, believe it or not, discovered an original signed Sutherland painting behind her cold water tank. Well, this is quite an extraordinary moment, really, because, first of all, I mean, whether you like this or not, I mean, this is not everyone's cup of tea. I mean, he really was quite a controversial 20th century artist. Some people didn't like his work. There's a tapestry, which you've probably seen, at Coventry Cathedral,
right, yes.
Which is extraordinary and depicts Christ in really quite an extraordinary manner. Where did this come from?
Well, we actually found it in the attic behind the old cold water tank, which we had replaced.
Really?
And it was used as insulation
No.
down the back of the tank, yep.
What does it say? Study for the Head of Christ, 1945. Oh, so you can date it to the year. How extraordinary. And this is extraordinary too. If you look at this black cross, he's definitely crossed this out. He's disregarded that and favoured this, which would indicate this was probably painted after that. But more importantly is that it's exactly the same black paint. Can you see? Same brush used to do that. Oh, wow, that's really exciting. Do you have any memories of him? I mean, how long have you lived in the area?
We moved here when I was 7. And I remember sitting outside the George Public House when my parents and grandparents were visiting there and watching him in the studio above.
Sutherland?
Yes.
Painting?
Yeah, absolutely.
How extraordinary. Oh, that's wonderful.
I know, it was wonderful, and you could see him pacing.
Gathering
across
his
the room.
thoughts.
Yes.
Value, who knows? I mean, this needs to go to somebody that knows a lot more about it than I do.
Yes.
I would suggest the Tate Gallery, in fact. We're very busy. This needs to be taken down and just valued and assessed.
Yeah,
and,
lovely. Yes.
Would you be happy for me to organise that?
Yeah, happy.
Okay,
Yeah,
well, what I'll probably do is make a phone call and organise for somebody actually to take it there. It's something Madeline may not wish to sell, but it's such an important find, we want to help. So we've arranged for an Everything Must Go car to whisk her off to London for a valuation.
With our volunteers taking a well-earned break, there's a chance for Clayton and I to sort through the tables.
Now this is Satsuma ware. It's been produced in Japan since the 17th century. It takes its name from the southern province of Kyushu Island. I quite like this stuff, not necessarily because of the decoration, because it has an interesting production process. To fire it, they use a lower temperature than that used to produce porcelain, but a higher temperature to fire it at than what they use to traditionally produce pottery. In the 19th century, it was exported massively. It really took off, very, very popular. There's a lot of it around. But in general, the decoration, as you can see, is a little bit crude, and they use these kind of generic back stamps. So we've got a pair here today. I've just dug 2 out of the box. Pairs of vases often sell far better, and they're in very good condition, given their age, which I think is 1920s or 1930s. Let's sell them as a double act for maybe £40 and see what happens. What do you reckon, 40 quid, is that right?
Well, we've got all the usual things you'd expect to find on an Everything Must Go sale. And amongst the cookery ware here, we've got that. Now, that looks very ordinary. In fact, it almost looks Japanese. But look again, because if I turn it over, you'd never guess It's Clarice Cliff. Quite interesting, really. It's from the 30s, and you can see this is a time when she was experimenting with producing very simple, quite lovely, in fact, quite beautiful table-orientated ware. It does depict very much, if you can see here, the decoed period with these lines along here and the glaze settling into them. Well, as far as price is concerned, I reckon we should get about at least £50. In fact, let's say £55 for the set, and hopefully they'll go to somebody that'll appreciate them and they won't be broken up and sold off as individual items.
The sheer quantity of donations is overwhelming.
We've done an awful lot of work. We've done legwork, phone calls, spoke to everybody, and it's really paid off because we've got such an enormous amount of items here. It's just fantastic. I can't believe the response. I'm so thrilled.
We didn't realise we were this popular, and basically we're just manically running around trying to get everything sorted. Then we've got loads of volunteers, and the donations coming in all week, but it's just now, we're just so hoping that we're going to get everything done before the end of the day.
That's what we've got here. Oh, superb. It's a blast from the past, probably a blast from everyone's past. Let's get it up here. It's the Sacred Words dance set. This is an important piece of social history, part of my history as well. I used to flog these and also collect them. Have a look inside. Do you know what it is? Of course, it's a record player. It's an electric record player. 45 singles, they come in, 45 RPMs come in 1949. Teenager emerges in the 1950s because rock and roll comes out, of course. And because of wind-up gramophones dying and the jukeboxes taking over in cafes, kids could actually finally now listen to records and newfangled rock and roll in their bedrooms, away from the disapproving sort of a prying of their parents in the parlour. These are absolutely brilliant. I think this one's from 1961 or 62, so not quite 1950s, but near enough. And quite sellable as well. There is quite a big market out there still for these machines. Nice pale green or blue and cream cabinet. I reckon we could probably stick 25 on this and take 20. Absolute result.
Meanwhile, in London, Madeline, her daughter Hannah, and the Grand Sutherland Painting meet up with our expert Mark Fleming for a trip to the Tate.
My first thoughts are that this is either an early sketch for Sutherland's tapestry at Coventry Cathedral or a study for his painting at St Matthew's, Northampton. Now, my feeling is that it's a study for St Matthew's, but the man who knows is curator Toby Treves. Do you think it could have been an early study for the St Matthew's crucifixion?
It is significantly different to the painting itself, but it would appear to be related to the commission at least, though Sutherland, like a lot of artists, was interested in Christian iconography in the period just after the war.
So we don't really think that this has any relation to his studies for design for the Coventry Cathedral tapestry?
No, I think it's too early, and that is too different as well, and that is Christ in Majesty, whereas I think the example you gave before of Northampton is much closer, and as much as that is to do with the crucifixion, and this evidently is also to do with the crucifixion.
How significant is it, this find?
It provides us with a little bit more insight into other areas of the Passion of Christ that he was thinking about.
In later years, Sutherland produced some amazing lithographs, and the Tate has an extensive collection. And that gave me an idea.
This is a beautiful example of a stone lithograph. And you can see here the kind of waxy crayon effect that you get from stone lithography. And you can get these kind of beautiful gradations of colour as well, and a kind of very much like a brushstroke effect. And that comes about by drawing with kind of wax crayons straight onto a stone.
Something just occurred to me. There's Sutherland's signature there. I wonder if it's worth having a look, and possibly with your expert eye, you could compare them.
It's very clearly the same signature. I mean, you can see with the sweeping marks on the L and the D, that kind of curling area on the D.
So it's genuine, but how much is it worth? Later in the programme, we'll be at Sotheby's for evaluation.
Hello.
Good evening.
Would
How
you
are
be
you?
Jane?
Yeah, I am.
I'm Clayton from Everything Must Go.
Nice to meet
Hello there.
This is Jamie, or Breezy.
I'm Jamie. How you doing?
Fine.
I understand you got some donations for us.
Yes, a couple of you.
Oh, thank you very much indeed.
tell you anything about that.
Yeah, that's more you, I think. There you
yeah,
go.
swapsies, that's better. I feel more comfortable with this. Look at this. A bit of Brianna. It's a pub sign, isn't it?
It is indeed.
It says Whitbread and Company, established 1742. I don't think it's quite that old, more like sort of 20, 30 years old. It's, looks like cast brass. This probably came from the front of a pub, I would imagine. Look, he's got the holes there to hang it into the stonework. Maybe, what, 20, 30 squid?
Squid?
Yeah.
OK, so if people are paying in fish and seafood, we'll get 30 squid. OK, well, this is much more interesting than that, I have to tell you.
I see, is that right?
Excuse me, I'm sorry about that, yeah. Excuse the dust. Now, some people will call that a salt bucket, mainly used for hanging by the fire to allow the rough grain salt to dry. Some people actually put rice in it. It's been used for many things. This one's quite early. It's pine in construction, and you see all the little slats just there. Unlike a barrel where they're shaped, these are shaped and tongue and grooved. So that basically means they slot into each one, and then round the side, see, this is far more interesting. This is craft. Round the side, all these pieces of steamed timber nailed together to keep it in shape.
So age?
Age, a lot older than you, dear fellow. 19th century, I would probably say mid-19th century. Could even be 1840s.
So around about the time of your early youth?
About my early youth, indeed. Now, the problem is that a lot of these items are coming from Europe.
Yeah.
And they're pretty cheap to buy. So you're trying to get English against European, in fact, Poland in particular. Price-wise, I would say about 35 quid, maybe £40, or in your terms, squid.
If we put like a bottle of champagne in there and sold it, it could ramp the value up a little bit. Couldn't it? Put some ice in there.
Ramp the value up? Yes, it could ramp the value up. He's absolutely right.
Nice little ice bucket for some champagne.
Indeed. Coming up, we find out how much the Grand Sutherland painting is worth and how the Everything Must Go team are getting on with the sale.
Is finding the perfect foundation a real puzzle? Puzzle solved. Now, L'Oréal Paris invents True Match. Its first super blendable foundation to perfectly match the colour and texture of your skin.
Innovation. Made to measure flawless coverage without caking or tide marks. 12 skin true shades to find your true match.
New True Match foundation from L'Oréal Paris.
Finally a makeup you'll love to wear.
A unique palette to find your true match.
Because you're worth it. Did the thought of legal costs stop you claiming after an accident? If you or a member of your family has suffered an accident in the last 3 years, you could be entitled to thousands of pounds in compensation. South West Accident Helpline is your route to a locally based specialist personal injury solicitor who can help you win compensation on a no-win, no-fee, no-risk basis. For free advice, call 0800 213 214 today. You've nothing to lose and perhaps a lot to gain.
The ultimate Spanish property show comes to Bristol and Bath this weekend. Property experts are arriving direct from Spain to give you free advice on all aspects of buying your Spanish home. Whatever kind of Spanish property you dream of, we think you'll find it. The ultimate Spanish property show. 2 huge events at the Bristol Ramada Hotel off M4 Junction 19 or M32 Junction 3 and Bath Racecourse off M4 Junction 18.
Fact: there's twice as much bacteria on your kitchen floor as in your dog's basket. New from Dettol, the only dilutable multi-purpose cleaner to do 2 jobs. It powerfully cleans tough stains and kills 99.9% of bacteria. Dettol protects. Fact.
I love you.
Sometimes shopping for great deals can seem like a bit of an expedition, but not at your local Summerfield, where you'll find loads of great deals on your doorstep, like beef roasting joint, now half price, and Montesa Spanish wines, also half price. Summerfield, something different.
Price reverse now at B&Q means
savings on over 5,000 products.
This 6-panel interior door is now under £16.
low prices every day.
Introducing Pantene Pro-V Radiant Colour Shampoo and Conditioner. Chiamino's Colour Tear Loses Every Day can now be replenished, while the formula leaves your hair up to 80% stronger in just 10 days, whatever shade you've coloured it. Pantene Pro-V Radiant Colour Collection. Put back what life takes out.
Do you want to raise cash and clear your debts? If you're a homeowner, you could, quickly and easily, because your home has been rising in value probably by thousands of pounds. so there's never been a better time to remortgage and unlock the cash tied up in your home. Even if you've had credit problems in the past, don't worry, TML could still help. One free call to TML on 0800 107 4444 is all it takes. The process is so quick and simple, we can even give you an instant lending decision.
You could even get £1,000 on completion. Call us now for a brighter future.
Wow, you two look fantastic! Get the feel-good factor without the calories.
What do you want me to say? Here's a slimming pill, take it and in the morning you wake up thin.
The new series.
I've been trapped in bog for half an hour. I thought I was going to die.
Beginning with a feature-length episode, Fat Friends, Thursday at 9, ITV1.
Welcome back. We're in Trotterscliffe in Kent to help raise money to build a new classroom for the village school.
We're a small village school. We've got 57 children. We're split into 3 classes. We don't have a classroom for the 3rd class, and some of the teaching is going on in the hall and some of the teaching is going on in a mobile, which is very old and it's not ideal.
Put on dances, quiz evenings, jumble sales. They can bring in 200 or 300, but we really are looking for, you know, a couple of thousand, something to really be a lump sum to come in on this one.
And that's meant the whole village getting involved. We've been inundated with donations for our sale at the village hall, and with only a few hours to go, we have high hopes for that £2,000 target.
And if you fancy winning £1,000, then all you need to do is answer this very simple question. Which company invented the Teasmade? Was it A, Elf, B, Fairy, or C, Goblin? If you think you know the answer, then call our competition line on 090 11 333 444. That's 090 11 333 444. And we'll be giving the winner's name at the end of the programme. And good luck.
Far out, man. Very hypnotic, this, isn't it? It's a lava lamp, of course, synonymous with the 1960s. And amazingly, the lava lamp was actually developed as an accident. It was a Dorset-based inventor called Edward Craven Walker in 1963 who came up with the idea of a wacky, adaptable egg timer. When the wax would melt and rise up to the top, it would tell you that your egg had boiled. The contents is actually a mixture of coloured wax, water and a secret formula. They cost new between £25 and perhaps £35. I think today, for the benefits of our sale, to raise money for the classroom, I'm going to stick between £8 and £10 on it and see what happens.
Meanwhile, I'm still touring through the village looking for donations, and I've heard that local artist Tish Tunstall has offered to donate a colograph. A colograph is a print made from a rigid material like cardboard to which the artist glues paper, cloth, wire, plastic, metal washers, just about anything they like really, before inking it up and running it through a press. Hello, Tish.
Hi,
Is it
come
Tish?
in.
I'm Clayton.
It is. Hi, Clayton, come in.
Hello. Oh, you having fun? Oh, come down here.
Come and have a look.
What are you doing?
I'm printing a colograph plate.
Oh, I see.
The plate's origination was a drawing, which I then transferred onto card and built up the plate using textured materials, tissue, fabric, that sort of thing.
Okay.
So you can see the little creases on here are made up from stuck down tissue paper, and then there's some ribbon and just some sealed card here.
I want to see this. Will you print
Shall I carry on? I'm
yes,
nearly
yes.
there. I'm
Ooh.
nearly there. I'm just going to put some black on here and then we can print it.
Wow. So this is the press, which presumably is very simple in its form.
It's not complicated at all. Just get some paper. So the plate goes down on the bed.
Right.
We then cover it with the paper that we're going to print onto.
Mm-hmm.
So that goes down like so. Bit of tissue paper just to protect the blankets.
Okay.
We're putting it to bed.
Putting it to bed, right. Will it sleep long?
So I hope not. So these are the blankets that come down on top, and away we go.
Listen, if you told me we were going to do this, I'd have brought my laundry. This is fantastic.
Some people do convert mangles into printing
Oh, really?
presses. Yeah.
I see.
Yeah.
That's it, just one sweep?
One sweep.
Oh, that's extraordinary.
There we go. I'm donating one of my collagraph prints of a shoe, as you can see here.
And this, presumably, is it?
This is it.
It's lovely. It's very, very bold, very bright. And it's got this little applique?
A little bit of embellishment on there.
Embellishment.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, obviously, we would like to sell this and raise some money. It'll certainly buy some bricks for the classroom.
Hope so.
And thank you very much.
Sorting through the donations and pricing everything up is a huge task, only made possible by the small army of volunteers from the village. Glassware, crockery, kids' toys, it's easy to see their value, but there's also good money to be made from modern gadgets that you might once have junked as a junk.
Here's a quick, everything must go inside a tip. The future lies in early electronic goods. From the ZX80 made by Sinclair to some of the small and big screen LCD tabletop games. If this was owned by some kid in the playground, I would have been so jealous. 1983, 1984, made by Grandstand. It's in great condition inside, I've just had a look. And of course the box is almost A1. Really, if you were to look on the internet, you'd find this between £20 and £30. For the purposes of today's sale, I say just a tenner. Now, if we look down here, look at this. Can you believe this? It's a standard 8 film camera, a little movie camera, the precursor, of course, to the home video, or now the home DVD recorder. Absolutely superb, made by Kodak. And, of course, it's got the important name there, Brownie. The Box Brownie stills camera literally changed the way we live our lives. They sold by the tens of millions, usually costing £1, or in the early part of the 1900s, $1 each. This was the follow-on. A few decades later, shoots on standard 8 film, not even Super 8. But it's in amazing condition. I wonder how many holidays this went on. Look at this viewfinder, it looks like a shotgun. Sadly, these are two a penny. They don't really cost a lot of money, even though it's in its carrying case. A late 1950s, early 1960s model like this will only cost you £5 today. Bargain.
Building a new classroom will mean that the school can finally say goodbye to the mobile room they've been using for many years. But it'll also have a major impact on the school's entire future. With more room, they'll be able to increase the number of pupils from 57 to 80.
More children means more money, and more money means perhaps another member of staff. It just gives you added encouragement. I think that's what's the main thing with it.
So it's really important that we raise the £2,000 that they're looking for.
These pieces are known as cottageware. Invariably, they're made by a company called Price Brothers.
Oh, right.
You know, very, very popular collectibles, I have to say.
We wasn't too sure, because obviously there's some bits missing, and we just wondered what that handle was.
Yeah, that's right. I mean, this is a biscuit barrel, and this would originally have had a kind of a wicker handle. And then, you're absolutely right, on the teapot, I don't know if you can see that just there. You've got a damaged spout, which really kind of kills the value completely. This butter dish is in fairly good condition, actually. If you look at it. You take that.
Okay.
Flip it over, and we'll see if we've got the back stamp. There it is, look. Price Brothers, Price of Kensington. Butter dish like this, in this condition, a little bit of staining, maybe a tenner.
Right.
£5 for the teapot with the damage.
What would it have been?
It would have been sort of 45 to possibly £50 in a high street shop.
Oh, right.
Yeah, OK. Of course, when
Yes.
selling it at sale, you keep the prices a bit deflated. And then this one, maybe £15, even though it's missing its handle.
Cracking.
But what I really like are these kind of Lilliput Lane pieces. They're all hand-painted. This one here would have cost about £14.95 new. Probably worth about, you know, sort of £20 now. But I'd suggest the sale price today of about a tenner. A little bit more on this one new. Again, it's retired. Probably worth up to £40 in a high street shop from a top dealer. £20. Let's say 18 quid today on that.
Okay.
And the same for that one. If you stick to those prices, you sell them for me.
I will.
We should make you a few quid for the new school.
Okay, then.
Excellent.
In London, Madeline, her daughter Hannah and our expert Mark arrive at Sotheby's. What they're all dying to know is how much the Graham Sutherland painting is worth.
Sutherland was always quite interested in sort of what you could do with paint, and you know you've got these areas with these sort of nice little touches of orange paint where it's actually quite thickly just scraped on to give the shapes of the forms, and this kind of network of black lines underneath that builds up the whole image, which is something that in a way has a parallel with Picasso at the same sort of time.
And have you seen the back?
And yes, the back's very interesting too. But he's obviously decided that he wasn't getting where he wanted to with this, because he's you know, put a nice big cross through it. In the years after the war, getting hold of decent materials was actually quite tough, and you know, so this is really just an offcut of old card, and it's not even quality card at that.
Okay, well, James, I guess the Big question. I know Madeline and Hannah would like to know.
It's,
what's it
yes,
worth?
That's right, it's the value, isn't it? Over the last couple of years, the prices have started to move again. And even though it appears to be, you know, in a way sometimes, you know, a little bit scrappy because of the card that it's on, but it's actually an interesting object, and there's a lot of nice elements to it. So I would have thought at the moment we'd probably be thinking in terms of an estimate of between £8,000 and £12,000. Which is which always
very nice, very nice.
Well, what do you think?
Very pleased.
Good?
Yes, very pleased.
8 to 12,000. I think that is terrific.
Yeah, yeah. Very
Was it as much as you thought it would be?
Well, it was more, really.
So the one other question I've got to ask you is, what are you going to do with the picture?
Keep it. It belongs with the house.
I honestly think you've made the right decision. If you were going to sell it, a sale in Trotter's Cliff wouldn't be quite the right place. We'd need to come here, somewhere like here, to sell it.
All that remains for us to do is make a few final preparations before we open the sale. We're selling our teas made for £10, our 1930s hat for £20, and our electric shock machine for £60. The Victorian commode should make £30, and the Satsuma ware vases around £40.
We've priced the Clarice Cliff dishes at £55, the record player at £25, the pub sign should make £30, and the salt bucket around 35 quid.
The lava lamp's worth a tenner. The Tish Tunstall colograph should sell here for about £45. The electronic game for a tenner, and the cine camera could make a £5.
And finally, our collection of cottages will hopefully make a total of £76.
Everything priced? Check. Have you got all the donations in?
I have, check.
Have we got a queue?
A very big queue, as you can see there.
Excellent.
So we've got all the basic ingredients for and everything must go sell. The question is...
how much are we going to make?
How much are we going to make?
What do you reckon?
I know they want an awful lot of money, but I don't think we're going to make more. £1,611.
That's very precise. I'm going to go a little bit low, allow a bit of flexibility. I'm going to say £750 today.
Low? That's really low. Yeah, very low. Well, stay with us because the sale's just about to start.
They've had it all. Slap-up meal, wine. And now I'm going to give him one long night of hellish heartburn. He's not going to get a wink of sleep. No, not Gavilast.
Gavilast, a small advanced tablet that helps put out the fire of hellish heartburn and indigestion for up to 12 hours.
12 hours? What am I going to do for 12 hours?
Fact. Your child's high chair collects 68 times more bacteria than your floor. Dettol antibacterial surface cleanser kills 99.9% of bacteria. Dettol protects. Fact.
I phoned Norwich Union Direct to quote me happy on my home insurance. Very competitive it was too. Switched immediately. Just as well. Amazing how much mess a couple of pork chops can make.
Call 0800 828 838 or buy online and let us quote you happy.
When you're after a loan, it's hard to get it off your mind. Who do you go to get some good advice? At Freedom Finance, we'll do what we can to find a loan that's right for you. Call Freedom Finance on 0800 028 1234 and free your mind with a loan from Freedom Finance. 0800 028 1234.
Can't see out of the windscreen in poor weather conditions. With Wonder Wipers from JML, you'll be certain to see the road clearly. Wonder Wipers use multi-blade technology, so there's less smearing and streaking, even with the dirtiest windscreen. They cut to size for virtually every make and model. You can fit them in seconds. So make sure you've always got the best view of the road ahead with JML Wonder Wipers, only $4.99 per pair at Woolworths, Homebase, Pound Stretcher, Focus and Wilkinson stores.
get unlimited powers with new Lynx Unlimited.
Listen to this, Sean. Latest Britflick gets the red carpet treatment. Sorry, I wouldn't even wear that to clean the car. I mean, they fly in from all over the world to see a movie and then spend a fortune on a designer bin liner. I mean, I wouldn't mind all the money, but I wouldn't want all that jet setting. Could you stand all that flying, Sean? No, you'd much sooner bounce. Wouldn't you? Yes, you
Talking to your children can make all the difference. So give them the right start. Ring for a free Talking Together pack now on 0845 345 5363.
Oh, Sean, what a mess.
Well, these blokes are absolutely legendary.
The Geeks.
What's this? It's just a couple of numbers.
And the Greeks.
We're proud to be plane spotters.
Mark Benton.
Today's supposed to be the first day of my honeymoon.
And Leslie Sharp. Plane Spotting, Sunday at 9 on ITV1.
Welcome back. We're in Trotterscliffe in Kent to help raise money to build a new classroom for the village school. We've had hundreds of donations from the local community, and with the tables in the village hall heaving under the weight, there's a long queue of eager customers at the door.
We've had a good old rummage, found some fantastic things for sale, and we managed to pick up Queen Victoria on the way.
I've come back because this school was opened in 1845 and I was queen on the throne then. So I've come back to ensure that this school that was produced at that time never ever ends. And yeah, it's going to be a wonderful afternoon.
We're going to have great fun, yeah, great
wonderful.
fun. And that's not the only old thing we found, luckily. So hopefully...
Are we ready to go?
We are ready.
Yep.
And, ladies and gentlemen, everything must go.
If you entered our competition, you just may have won £1,000. We asked you which company invented the teas made, and it was, of course, Goblin. And we'll be announcing the winner's name at the end of the programme.
I was really quite passionate about this for a lot of reasons. We can date this accurately to the early part of the 20th century, but the bit that you don't see, which is so typical of German, is the quality. And if I open that up and you see that, that says it all. It's top quality. Here being the manufacturer, and there being the stamp of French award. It's a gold medal. The pendulum, which is beautifully designed to unite here. We've left that off. And it's even got what appears to be the original key. Now, I've put offers on it because I would love to get £350.
Back in the days of old, if you'd had toothache or rheumatism or even baldness, all you had to have done is turn that handle like you were just now.
Freaky!
And it would have cured your baldness. Is that shocking? It is, isn't it? Yeah, I know.
240.
240. What do you think? Shall I take 240? Further the education of children? They're all saying yes at home. OK, £240. You've got a deal. Thank you very much.
That cost new £24.95 a few years ago. It's been retired, so you cannot buy it again. I've got a box. It's in mint condition too. So in terms of investment, in terms of the future, I would say that represents a good value investment at £18. Its current value, ladies and gentlemen, I phoned up the Newport Lane Collectors Club in Cumbria earlier on today just to double-check my facts, because I'm a bit of a stickler for prices. And I know the current value is up to £40 for that. So £18. How does that sound?
Colouring's lovely.
Is it worth £18 to you for a good cause?
Yeah, I would say yes.
Our sale is going better than anyone had hoped. Why aren't you buying?
I have bought something. I bought Westlife.
Look at this. OK.
And I might buy this.
And you might buy that?
Yes.
OK, so a duck and Westlife. That really does sum this woman up. A duck and Westlife.
Very collectible, very cute, but a lovely gift item as well. And probably going to appreciate in value over time. Currently worth 20. I'm selling today for £10. I can't do anything on that price.
Can't you sell it at 8?
I could do 9.
Go,
Just
I'll
9.
give you 9 quid.
Thank you very much indeed.
Listen, I paid £80 for the candlestick. Look, and I brought some beautiful silver in there as well.
Look, she bought some lovely silver bits. All right, I'll tell you what. Let's call it 60 quid, and we've got a deal. My £60 hand's coming out, which is slightly larger than my
58.
£55 hand.
58.
58.
Good call to the
Trying to guess my age now. Go on then. Good a deal. Thank you for paying extra. I appreciate that.
Is this for the kiddies?
It's for my daughter's bedroom.
OK, sweetheart, come here. This makes your bedroom glow with such a nice hue. That's the word.
Okay.
A beautiful hue. A lovely sort of orangey, yellow, amber colour.
She's just what she wants.
But at £10, I would promise you that represents a good bargain. It's a third of what it should be.
Right. Do you want to spend that on it, Lydia?
You
yes?
do?
You sure?
Is it for yourself, sweet?
Yes.
OK, I think £10 has to be the price.
OK, it's a deal.
Thank you very much indeed.
Okay.
Give us a handshake. Thank you very much indeed. Superb.
The turnout is fantastic. An hour after we open the doors and people are still queuing to get in.
I cannot believe the amount of people that have arrived. It is still full up and everybody's going away with bags, so it's just been such a success.
It's just really gone well and we're still really busy, which is such a bonus.
And we still know that everything's got to go.
Whew, it's going really, really well.
Absolutely. I have to say, it all shows. I've never come across such goodwill, good nature and great generosity. This is what everything must go. This is what it's about.
You know what it's all about, don't you? You've got a nice jacket on, a nice shirt, and you look smart, and people are giving you money.
But to really move things along, we've decided to hold an impromptu auction.
Right, first items, pair of candlesticks, 19th century, about 1840. Who will give me a fiver? Fiver, thank you very much. 5, 6, 7. Come on, one more. £7, thank you very much. Who will give me 8? Yours, madam. £7, thank you very much indeed. Satsuma ware, very nice. A matched pair, there you go, a matching pair. Who will give me £10? £10. Who will give me 12? 12, thank you, sir. 15. Who will give me £17? Going once, going twice. £15, thank you very much indeed. Well done, thank you. 25, who will give me 30? £30, good man. £30, thank you. £35, £37, yes? Come on, £37, well done. Make it 40. £40, going to the lady over here. £40, thank you very much indeed. Well done, thank you, lovely. £1, who give me 2? £2, £3, no more? Thank you, sir, well done, £3. OK, what else have we got?
A local artist, sir.
20, thank you. 20, 25, thank you, madam.
I believe it's a one-off, sir.
It is a one-off, rather like you, Jamie. 28, thank you. 28, 30 at the front.
Oh, she's the headmistress of the school. She's cheating.
She's not. She's doing a good job. 30 at the front with the headmistress. 32, 35, 37, 40, 42, 40 with you at the front. Any more? 40. Thank you very much indeed.
The teas made went for a fiver. The 30s hat fetched £15, and our electric shock machine reached 40. The Victorian commode sold for £20, and the Satsuma ware vases fetched 15.
The Clarish Cliff dishes went for £58, but the record player failed to sell. The pub sign earned us 28, and the salt bucket went for 26.
The lava lamp made a tenner. The Tish Tunstall colograph made £40. The electronic game failed to sell, but the cine camera made £3.
Finally, our collection of cottages made a total of £65. The people of Trotters Cliff have been not only the most amusing, but the most supportive, I think, of any show I've ever done. How was it for you?
It was fantastic. We've had a great day.
Really? Well, we've had lots of children, as you can hear in the background. You look fantastic as Queen Victoria, especially considering she died many years ago. And we had a little guesstimate, didn't we?
We did indeed.
How much did you say you think we'd take?
Well, I was very optimistic at the beginning, and I remained a bit optimistic, but I decided to cover my bases and say £750.
£750. I had a mad stab, and I said £1,611 or something like it. And how much did you think we were going to take?
1,500?
£1,500. Wow. Well, what have you got there?
You said how much?
1,500?
No way! That's absolutely unbelievable. Guess how much money I have in my hand? Exactly £1,500!
Hang on a minute. That's what he's got in his hand. In my other hand, I've got another £1,000 to add to that £1,500. Wait! Just a minute. Because in the other hand, I've got another £1,000. That's £3,500. You pleased with that? I'm very pleased, sir. Very pleased.
What a fantastic, absolutely amazing result. And it's all thanks to the people of Cliff. And, of course, no EMG would be complete without one little ceremonial donation, of course. The most collectible of all, and everything must go plate. But, Denise, don't stick your hand out too early, because it's going to go to the school, because that's what it's all been about.
Excellent.
Big round of applause
Well
for
done.
Stella and the school. Wonderful. Thank you, everybody. Good luck with raising that final little bit of money and build that classroom, get it done for next year. And, of course, all that remains for us to say, from Clayton and myself and everyone and everything must go, is, from Cliff.
So, if you would like to have an Everything Must Go sale all of your own, then please write to us. It is Everything Must Go, P.O. Box 10739, Birmingham B1 3WG, and please put down a contact telephone number.
Congratulations to Diane Potter from Basildon. You are the winner of that £1,000. Well, stay with us as we head for a place that ticks all the boxes in I Want That House. On ITV2, Tricia is on a mission to uncover the truth. Meanwhile, Mackenzie has a shock announcement to make in LA Law on ITV3 now.